Hey, beautiful Thrivers. Welcome to Thriver TV, and I am super duper excited to talk to you today about a dynamite topic, which is your relationship with money and financial abuse and how it all fits together. So if you are sick of being financially exploited and abused and mined, you really need to watch this video. Also, just before we get started, if you are new to my channel, please remember to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video with people who want to know how to heal for real from narcissistic abuse. Okay, so let's jump into it. Now, before we get into it, I need to explain to you, if you haven't heard, and a lot of you have, quantum law, because this is a really important foundation. And people go, well, what's quantum law? Really, what I believe it is, and what a lot of neuro and quantum scientists believe, it's the vibrational reality that sets up everything we know as our existence and our physical reality. But to put it simply, really what it means is the truth of what's really going on at the core deep levels. And what's really empowering about that is the truth sets us free. So we're going to be talking about your relationship with money at a quantum level, and specifically the trauma programs that are holding things and challenges and financial loss in place that you just don't want to live with anymore because they're horrible. And we all know financial abuse from a narcissist, and I went through it profoundly twice, is horrific. And most of you, many of you, have experienced this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so in a trauma programs, what they relate to always is about the 4 pillars of our inner identity. And trauma programs mean that we have fear and we have energy leaks and we hand our power away in order to try to get love, approval, security, and survival. And all 4 of those pillars come into play a lot with financial abuse and our relationship to money. So first of all, let's start off by having a look at love and approval. So love and approval often plays into how we have energy leaks with money. So it can be things like, I have to give to get, to try to prove my love and my worth and my loyalty to somebody. Narcissists play on this a lot. So they might say to you things like, you're not proving to me that you're a good partner, or you're a bad parent, or you don't care about me, your sibling, or, maybe it's an elderly parent which is guilting you into believing that you need to take care of them financially, and you need to stump them up, and you need to pay their fines, and you need to look after their bills and take responsibility for them where they're not taking responsibility for themselves. So you got to pay for things, and maybe you grant money to people, you give them money. And if we're really honest with ourselves, and I did this a lot in my relationships, I did it because I wanted to be loved. And that's not for the right reason. It's a fearful reason, because it's, if I don't do that, you may not love me, you may not stay with me. And always what we do in our Thriver recovery and our community here, this amazing community, is we realize to change our life, we can only change ourselves. And to change ourselves, we have to be humble, we have to be real, we have to be honest. We can't work on a narcissist, we can't change them, or an abuser or a financial abuser. But we can change how we've been showing up and what we've been doing, so that we are never going to be susceptible to that again. So that's what this conversation is about. Okay, so we can have a thing about deservedness. We may have been brought up with all sorts of programming when we were young, such as, well, what makes you think you deserve that? There's starving people in the world. Why do you think you deserve that? And we've been told to play small, and we didn't understand a plenty consciousness, a unity consciousness, which is that if I deserve and I can be abundant and and have prosperity, well, then I can help elevate other people into their deservedness and abundance and prosperity. Rather, we were taught a separation, scarcity consciousness, that if you have, somebody else has to miss out. So we've all been drowning together in those sorts of beliefs and those sorts of programs. And narcissists are very, very good. Financial abusers will make you believe that you're a bad person and you don't deserve, or that maybe you deserve to be punished because you're such a horrible person, and so many other people think you're a horrible person because of all of the gaslighting and the smearing and also the triangulation that this person plays with you. You do start to think that you're defective and you're wrong and you're bad. And the narcissist, of course, being so superior, entitled, and selfish, and I'm going to get into a bit more of that towards the end of this video, what's playing out with them. But they're going to actually accuse you of being that person. So you start questioning yourself and your intentions and your beliefs around money. And you do start feeling bad about it. Absolutely. Now, we can also have a lot of guilt programming that really plays into the whole love and approval thing, where we feel bad, we feel wrong for people who are suffering, or tell us they're suffering, or play the victim. And these could be people who are very parasitical, and they always were positioned to take and mine and exploit you and empty you out. But if they know that you're susceptible to being guilted, they will guilt you to be able to mine and exploit you. So this kind of guilt is, unless I'm giving what I've got to everybody else, well, then I'm a really bad person. We can have this kind of martyr complex, and maybe, you playing this out as an adult, whether it could be with friends, it could be with a neighbor, of course, a lover or a spouse. But, really, probably as a child, you were told that you had to give, you had to hand it over, your time, your attention, and your energy to probably a narcissistic or a very broken, victimized, codependent parent. And also a lot of that was, well, unless I'm granting you all I've got, well, then you're not going to be healthy enough to love me and approve of me. And men play that out a lot. Men often, great guys, can get with narcissistic women who will guilt them into handing over their money, all the things that she feels entitled to have, in her hubris and in her egoic constructs and fantasies of, I need the latest Gucci handbag, and I need this, and I need that, and I need the other, and it's your duty to give me the money to have what I want. And there's a lot of men who feel like, well, unless I make her happy, she's not going to love me. And that gets played out. But also too, of course, there are a lot of women in our community who have been mined by narcissistic entitled men because we were trying to earn their love by giving them everything that we had as well. So love and approval, and there are many more, but that's just touching on the love and approval programs that we can have that have played right into the hands of somebody exploiting us. And when we seal up those energy leaks, when we've done the inner work on those inner traumas and we change our relationship with money, which is our beliefs around money, seal up those energy leaks, then we can no longer be exploited. And we can actually start generating money in a healthy way. And I'm going to talk more about that too, coming up. Okay, so let's have a look at security and survival programs. These are massive. Now, usually they're really for women because they're things like, I can't survive without a man. This is enormous, and it's in the zeitgeist. It's in our inner wiring for so many women because it was literal. because not going back so long ago, women, if they didn't have a man in their life, or if he left her, she may not have property rights. She might not even have the rights to her children. She may not even be able to literally survive unless maybe she joined a convent or she prostituted herself. Now, this is not blaming men, because there are wonderful, beautiful men in the world. And even back in the day of the suffragettes, there were great men that stood with them. So it was really a system that was very designed for women not to be able to have their self-definition and their power. Now, when we look at our mothers and their mothers and their mothers, most of them would really stay with men no matter what happened, and even with extreme financial abuse, because they really believed that they couldn't survive without a man. And I played that out horrifically, absolutely horrifically in my life, to the point where not only did I put up with abuse, because of the terror of I can't look after myself financially, even though practically, physically, to anybody else, it would have looked like I really did, because I was already successful. But it was a deep inner emotional terror that just never left me alone. I had men that were not my rock, who would look after me financially and drive the bus. They were actually the hammer that gave me the results of my fears. And this is quantum law. So within, so without. When we have an unresolved terror inside of us, it will meet us in the field, because it's a strong energy signature that draws to us more of the same. So that was my pattern, that was my program. And it played out as so many women that I've seen in my community, you know, in this beautiful community over the last 15 years. I have seen women who own international businesses, who have condominiums and property everywhere, who, when the no-hoper, who is bleeding her dry and parasiting everything he can get when he leaves her, she literally feels like she's going to die, because her zeitgeist in her energy field is stuck these hereditary traumas where she literally feels like she's been thrown out of the hut and she's going to die. And also too, you know, we carry a lot of those traumas for our children. I need a man to look after me and my children. So a lot of women have struggled to be self-generative, to come up and out of that trance and that inner programming to be self-generative. And I promise you, when you do, it is like a whole new lease on life. You know, at my age now, at 55, I have a wonderful partner in my life who adds to my life, but I'm completely self-generative. And I healed and programmed that up to feel completely safe in life. And you can too. So there's other beliefs around money. There's a ton, okay? But I really want to touch on the ones that I see in this community all the time. A big one that can be very insidious and people don't realize they've got it is money is evil. Now, we're taught this, you know, like it was definitely in Bible scripture. It was, you know, we've been brought up to believe that money is corruption, and corruption and power is because of money, and we can have lots of funky things about this. Now, money as an energy can be used for good, and it can be used to harm. It's like food. Food can heal. Food can harm. Money can heal. Money can harm. It's just exactly the same thing. But because we may have had these beliefs that money's the root of all evil and money is evil, well, first of all, it means that maybe we're doing a job we hate, because we can take the bad for the bad. And if we were doing a job that we loved as our purpose and our contribution on this planet, well, we can't accept money for it, which is why so many healers and people who are doing the job of their dreams or would love to never get it off the ground. It's a huge reason. There's others, but that one's big. But also too, you know, when we have that whole money is evil stuff, which again is deeply generational, and it's also to a planetary program concept that's very unhealthy. Me versus you, scarcity, separation consciousness, all of those things that mess up our relationship with abundance and prosperity and flow. We can be very, very susceptible to drawing a narcissist into our life because they are all about money in an evil way. Because narcissists are the ultimate separation concept. They're not connected to source and flow and prosperity and abundance and oneness and sharing and self-generation and generation of others. They are absolutely about me versus you. I win, you lose. I gain, you get destroyed. They are a parasite. They're an inversion of unity consciousness. They're actually separation consciousness. They're anti-life. And a lot of it happens around money because the narcissist's false self is so attracted to stuff. The ego food, which is acclaim and stuff and notoriety and look at me, look at me, look at me. Okay? And it's all out of fear. There's nothing about it that's healthy. Fear that I'll never have enough, I'm not enough, and I need stuff to be enough is fear. And what comes with fear? Greed and entitlement. And also manipulation and mining and exploitation and cruelty to others to try to survive. That is all around painful beliefs about money. And we can't have people with painful beliefs in our life around money unless we have them. Because of quantum law, so within, so without. So there's a lot to clean up here. And you know, for somebody like myself, I was good at making money, but I would always lose it and end up back at square one and in tons of debt and have to claw my way out of it. And I had lots of funky bad beliefs with money. Some of them I've shared with you today. And it's so common in this community. And this is why I've got so excited about what I'm going to be doing, which is a 4-hour workshop with all of you on exactly what's going on within you in the limited traumatic beliefs that have caused financial abuse and or not living the prosperity of your dreams in healthy win-win ways and not being connected to the purpose, the mission, the outflow that you love, that you get remunerated beautifully for doing what you were born to do on this planet. I want to help you connect to that. And I've already helped lots of people connect to that. And I love doing that. I love sharing this life with others who want to come up to this vibrational level with me and live life in this way. Because there is more than enough for everybody when we do that. So check out the link with this video. This is my Manifesting Financial Prosperity workshop. It goes for 4 hours. Don't worry if you miss it because you'll get the recording. And please know this is not just for people who've been financially abused by narcissists. It's for anybody who wants to sort out their financial abuse traumas and programs so that you can really go to a higher dimensional creation level with this stuff. So invite your family and friends. And what's really cool about this workshop is there's so much value that you're going to be learning about, but you can enter it for a tiny amount because I want everybody in there. So I hope this excites you as much as it excites me, and I can't wait to see you in the workshop. And I hope today has helped shed some light on what's been going on, how you can take your power back, reprogram, clean up those energy leaks, and never have to go through being exploited and financially abused again, or not living the life of your dreams. All right, I can't wait to see you in the workshop. I'll talk to you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.